It's hard to believe that it's been 5 years since the introduction of the first ever mid-engined Corvette, the 8th generation, the C8, but it has been. And Corvette has developed into a range of vehicles. There's the standard Stingray, there's the Track Monster Z06, there's the Grand Touring all-wheel drive E-Ray. But where do you go from there? What do you do for like the most incredible, insane Corvette that's ever been made? Well, there's only one title that fits, and that's King of the Hill, and that means ZR1, baby. And here it is. This is the 2025 Chevrolet Corvette ZR1. And let me tell you, you are not going to believe some of the numbers that they have created for this thing. The numbers on the new ZR1 are absolutely staggering. 1,064 horsepower at 7,000 RPM. It makes 828 pounds-feet of torque at peak RPM, but it'll do 800 pounds-feet of torque from 3,000 to 6,500 RPM. It's still got a 5.5-liter flat plane crank V8 engine, but this one is the LT7 developed alongside the LT6. So it's got a number of similar parts, but it also has significant differences from that engine as well. First of all, it's been beefed up in order to handle that kind of horsepower. And it's also got things like intercoolers up front, so there's no more frunk. There's also no electrified anything up there like you have in the E-Ray, because the frunk is now basically eaten up with intercoolers in order to keep the charge air cool when it's coming into the engine. Other numbers related to the ZR1, how about 1,000 pounds of downforce with this massive carbon fiber rear wing? That's if you get the optional ZTK package, which adds a bunch of other aerodynamic aids. What else did they change in terms of the looks of the ZR1? Let me walk you through some of the details. If you like hearing about supercars like this thing, this 25 Corvette ZR1, make sure you click the like and subscribe button and mash the notification bell, and you'll be updated every time Cars.com uploads a new video. So how do you spot a ZR1? Well, the changes to the aerodynamics are really what are the things that give it away. Most obvious and prominent is this. This is the flow-through hood up front here. Air actually comes from underneath, flows through the hood and over the charge air intercoolers. So that's really helping to keep the air intakes cool in order to make more power. Come down the side, you've got 10-spoke carbon fiber wheels. They're lighter than the ones on the Z06, and they're supposedly developed with a kind of optimal AI generative thing in mind that they cleaned up to make it look a little bit more angular. More important actually is back here. This is the return of the split window coupe. Now this is both an air extractor and kind of an homage to the racing vehicles, the racing Corvettes that have this same feature. But you've also got these air intakes up on top as well. These are functional. And then you get back to this. This is the optional ZTK package rear wing, and it's the thing that generates 1,000 pounds of downforce at top speed. Now, what is the top speed? Well, Chevrolet has said it's going to be north of 215 miles per hour, but they don't exactly know what that top speed is going to be yet. That's one of the reasons they're showing us the car, so they can pull all the camo off and actually put the pedal to the metal and find out. Now, what's new on the inside of the Corvette ZR1? Well, not a whole lot. This is the same basic interior of most of the 2025 Chevrolet Corvettes. There are some new things like some stitching patterns, and you do have some different ZR1 badging everywhere. But overall, this is pretty much the same interior as you'll get on most of the other Chevrolet Corvettes for 2025. However, there is one other version of the ZR1 that they're going to be offering up, just in case you want a little bit more of an al fresco experience. And if you're more of a wind in your hair kind of person for your Corvette ZR1, well, they are also going to offer it in a convertible form. Now, whether or not you really want the wind in your hair when the top speed of the car is potentially more than 215 miles per hour, well, if you're one of those Corvette owners who might be somewhat hairpiece enhanced, whether or not that's a good idea, I have no idea. When we learn more about the new Corvette ZR1, including things like price and availability, we're going to be sure to bring that to you at Cars.com/news.